Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Blackpool Newton Hall for the Co-op Funeralcare European Masters Tour Card #1 final. And let's bring your players on. Your first player, ladies and gentlemen, he's a senior England international. He's got many national titles to his credit. From Torquay United, it is Danny Denison.
Ain't seen nothing yet. But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. It's something that you're never gonna forget. But baby, you just ain't seen nothing yet. Bring it around. That's what you're doing.
And up against Danny, ladies and gentlemen, he's a former world top 16 player, well known to the audience of television. From Nottingham, it is Simon Skelton. Hand you over to commentary with Janice Gower and Jason Parkinson.
Well, thank you, Richard, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this final day here at Blackpool for the Co-op Funeralcare European Masters. There's 2 titles up for grabs today, 2 tour cards. Big things to win the tour cards. They take them into all 3 of the ranking events that are currently on the WBT Tour, the Scottish International Open, the World Championships,
Track
and
length,
the International
24.5
Open.
metres, 24.5.
And the 2 guys out there now, Simon Skelton on the mat in red, Danny Denison in green, playing with green stickers on his bowls. They're playing for Tour Card 1. I think we're in for 2 good games today though, Jason, aren't we really? Thanks for joining me again.
Yeah, we certainly are, Janice. Some great play over the weekend. Again, I think it's going to be whoever gets out the blocks first will have the advantage.
Well, Danny's got a change of bowls again. I've heard Jason, I believe, this morning. He's now played with, I think, 4 different sets of bowls, a different set of bowls in each round, so it's working for him at the moment.
Yeah, I think they look like Perry Martin's bowls, one that played against me yesterday.
They certainly do from this angle. I know. Yesterday he played with
6 inches
Thomas
past.
Sinato's bowls. But, they do look like Perry's out there. And of course, Perry is competing in the second final, and we'll be with you for that as well. That starts at 1:30 this afternoon, and that's Perry Martin versus Billy Magician Jackson.
Yeah, that's going to be a cracking game as well, Janice. Very attacking players. So a great start by Simon.
For those of you interested, the draw for the Scottish International Open was actually done here live last night. I know we had a few viewers listening in,
Red.
a lot of people interested in that. And the winner of this will actually face Jason Greenslade when we go to Scotland, Perth Indoor Bowls on the 4th of November. The event up there is the 4th to 11th of November. That's when we'll be next live with you after today's play. So that's quite a decent draw as well, Jason Greenslade. Good player. He's actually won the Scottish International Open and been runner-up up there, but in recent years just dropped down the rankings and struggling. He's one of the ones, him and Jonathan Ross, bottom end of the rankings, desperate for ranking points.
That's right, Janice. They'll be keen to start, getting through a few rounds. There's a lot of new players entering this PBA events, coming through the ranks.
Yes, certainly is. The top 16 isn't the closed shop that kind of used to be. It's certainly an open event now, and this man on the mat, big chance, holding 3.
Three red.
Playing a runner again here, Jason. Looks closer to the target.
Yep, is it landed on the jack, I think?
Oh, that's a good ball. Got 2 away.
Certainly is. You don't want to be dropping
One shot,
4 early
Simon
on.
Skelton.
So Simon takes first shot.
Yeah, of course, we're playing 11 end sets today, Jason. Slightly longer, a lot more time to get counts back. I think Alan Thornhill's just confirming that the 2 players are aware of that. Assistant Tournament Director Tom Wee has just been into our commentary box here to just check we were aware. But we were all prepared, Jason.
We certainly were,
we were on the
Janice.
ball.
We're on the ball.
Well, Simon Skelton's certainly come here looking like a man on a mission.
He certainly is, Janice. I think, you know, he's been in the top 16 for a long time. Very, very keen to get back.
Jag length, 26.5 metres, 26.5.
Another beautiful day here in Blackpool. Sun shining.
Yeah, both of these players have had to change the deliveries due to injuries. Talking to Simon about his delivery yesterday, he seems to be more stable on the mat, and he actually even says himself he's playing the best bowls he's played in quite a long time, and enjoying it, I think.
That's right. The delivery is very, very important. Good opener from Danny.
Marker for this final, Tony Hatch. It's the first final at a World Bowls Tour event. Tony's had the honour of marking. I think as Alan Thornhill, who's the senior umpire in charge of the umpires here at the WBT, he's got the 2 junior members.
Oh, well played, Simon. Absolutely cracking ball.
Tony Hatch and Dan McManus. I think he's chosen to give
2.5
the
inches.
2 guys the finals, and therefore he can observe them. Yeah, these bowls of Simon's will get round anything really.
Very strong.
Drake's Pride Professionals, Simon plays with.
1 red.
If you do have any free time and you're close to Blackpool, it is free entry. This final, obviously 11 ends. It'll go on for a good hour and a half. And also this afternoon's game starts at 1:30. Do join us. Oh, he's good here again.
Oh, well played, Simon. Certainly a man on a mission.
2 red.
Plant available for Danny. I have a good feeling he might just go for this, Janice.
Yeah, he can either get the outside red bowl of his to the right of your screen and plant into the jack, or even if he's just under, Jason, he's getting the shot bowl.
Certainly is.
A couple of chances down this backhand.
Give himself a chance with his last.
Well,
Is he going to bend now?
just needs to move. It just hangs off if
Yep.
it's that sort of pace. Need to really normally go a little bit more
Quicker.
direct. Yeah.
It's a bit quicker on that hand.
Of course, we're playing under shot clock as well. The players have 30 seconds from the last bowl coming to rest to deliver their bowl. Got timeouts they can take, which would give them an extra 60 seconds. But, Simon didn't use a single timeout yesterday.
No, he says he tries to forget about the timeouts, Janice. He says it disturbs
2
his
red.
concentration a little bit. So he just tries to play without, but to play as quick as he can. And it's certainly playing off for him. So, Danny going again. Nope, doesn't like it.
Don't
Body
think he
language.
likes it. Under the line.
2 shots, Simon Skelton.
Three 3-0. Say hi to all the viewers out there listening in. Hope you're having a good Sunday morning. Certainly, as Jason says, lovely weather here at Blackpool again. I bet when we're off tomorrow, Jason, it rains.
Throws it down, yeah.
Something like that.
I'm off to Iceland on Wednesday. So
Iceland?
yes,
That might be even cooler still, dear.
it is. It is at the moment.
Jag
Thermals
length,
ready. I've got a nice
25.5
cardigan here you can
metres,
take with you.
25.5.
A little bit of disturbance in the crowd. People just starting to arrive after breakfast.
Yeah, I think we'll see one or two people coming in today with it being 2 finals. Some of the players, it looks like Lee Rowland's in there now. Played earlier on in the week. We've had a very, very strong field here at Blackpool for this event. The 2 tour cards, such big prizes at stake. See the trophies in the background there, the 2 trophies. Kindly sponsored by the Co-op Funeralcare. Fantastic sponsors of the game, the bowls. They sponsor bowls at all levels. In fact, their next big TV event, there you go, that's a fantastic view of the trophies. Those little blue balls in the middle there are in the shape of little whirls. Very appropriate for the World Bowls Tour. As I was saying, the next event for the Co-op Funeralcare TV bowls wise will be the Autumn Waterloo Classic. I'm involved with the Co-op in that one, which I'm really looking forward to. That's in September. We'll just say on another TV channel, but it is televised, so
1 red.
flick around your channels. I'm sure you'll find it once we get to September. I'll certainly be getting some advertising out for it, so I'm sure you'll see it somewhere. We won't advertise that other channel at the moment.
It's good to see bowls getting a little bit more coverage. Both codes, very different.
Just pulling up short again, Simon. Might do enough. Rest off that bowl. Yeah, it's got
2 red.
Simon beat local man Chris Gale yesterday to take his place in this final. Danny Denison beat Paul Hartley in a very, very tense game yesterday morning.
Having a look, Danny. Well played.
1 green.
Yeah, it's frightening how well he can pick up a different set of bowls, Jason, and just play well with
And
them.
just chuck them. Yes.
Just over 5 inches and a gap of 1 inch.
As we saw that bowl come to rest there, definitely Perry Martins. That's an interesting one for my record books. 2 finals, 1 set of bowls playing in both. Has that ever happened before?
I think sometimes it just makes you concentrate a little bit more playing with a different set of balls.
New broom sweeps clean, they say. You concentrate that bit more.
1 green.
So he's closed this out, but very difficult to get another shot.
Of course, Danny has been high up in the rankings before with the World Bowls Tour.
1 shot. Danny Denison.
Experienced players, both of these on the TV circuit. Simon Skelton just dropped out of the top 16, currently ranked at number 19. Desperate to get back into the rankings. Talking to him yesterday, he knows this is his huge chance.
It's a massive chance, absolutely massive.
We've got viewers in all over
Jack
the world
length,
at the moment.
24 and a half
Jason.
We certainly
metres,
have.
24 and a half.
High County Triples partners on. Francis Fletcher's tuning in for us as well.
Oh, wonderful. Hello, Francis. We're missing you. This is one of the events that normally Francis is here at. He couldn't just arrive to complete all the event this time. So as we weren't using the shot clock in the early stages, but Francis, so to speak, was the 4th man for this event. Big shout out to Francis. Lovely and sunny black. It's gorgeous up here at the moment. Not taking them out to the Crown Greens this time though, Francis. Last year we went out to the Waterloo with the umpies.
Neil Smith was on the Waterloo yesterday, you told me. Thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, I did think he was going to try and get down there if he could. I think sometimes the indoor players are quite surprised how big some of the Crown Greens are. And to be fair, Waterloo isn't one of the biggest by quite a long way. But I think with the stands round it, it always looks quite a big green. Well, Simon.
Urging it up.
Yeah, it looks under the line. Might just get a little kiss off his own bowl.
One green.
So I'll be looking at just arriving onto his last bowl. Sit down for another shot. Well played.
2 green.
Must have heard me. Great shot.
Might be tempted to change his hands
3.5 inches.
and try and play to that bowl, Jason.
Well,
It
both
is.
hands are available. Similar shot on both hands, Janice, really, isn't it? Just arrive on the nearest bowl.
Yep. Staying with the hand he's played.
Good choice. Strong bias bowls will come back all the way on a length. Just don't think he's reaching again, Janice.
Oh, he won't be happy with that.
No, he
He's
won't.
even shorter than his last bowl. Chance again for Danny. Doesn't want to widen the target. Not much of a target on for Simon at the moment. Looks down a good track again with these bowls. Just lacking weight, I think.
2 green.
I think Simon's got a lot more on than just the draw. Needs to adjust.
So, yep, going to his forehand. Bends more on this forehand. Comes late.
Got to be right weight though, Jason, or it'll just hang off.
Just overplayed it. So, 2 to Danny.
2 shots. Danny Denison.
Of course, both these players in the past have been senior England internationals. Neither of them play for the senior team now. Danny's played for the over 50s seniors team. But we did have some very sad news this morning for those viewers out there that have followed bowls over a number of years. Sadly, we heard the news that
Jack Lynch,
Ronnie Gais
28 metres,
from
28.
Cumbria passed away. We do give all our thoughts to Eleanor Gass's wife and his family and everybody that knew Ronnie Gais. An absolute and utter gentleman of the game, played internationally with the likes of John Bell and Andy Thompson, and very, very sad news we just received in this morning, Jason.
Certainly was, Janice. Like you say, is a total gentleman. Fortunate I managed to play for the Carlisle club for a couple of years. Regular face in there at the weekend. Certainly be missed.
Yeah, the first national final I qualified for out of Cumbria was playing with Ronnie Gais and Eleanor. Taught me certainly a lot about the game. Good ambassador for the game was Ronnie.
Tremendous player in his time.
So rest in peace, Ronnie. Now, like I say, our thoughts really go out to all his family, and particularly the absolutely lovely Eleanor. Meanwhile, on the ring here, Simon's just lost his pace a little bit.
He has, Janice. Started off so well. Played a good one here. Just fell away.
Danny just asking Tony to just check there.
6 inch.
When the players are under the shot clock, the markers, certainly the World Bowls Tour markers and umpires tend to be very, very quick on the decisions for them as best they can. Sometimes you don't like to disturb a player if they're
On green.
actually on the mat, but you want to give them the most accurate and quick information. And just a bit of a disturbance for Simon. Shot clock operator, Alan Thornhill, stop the clock.
Yeah, they're very good at that, Janice. Using the discretion.
Unfortunately, Danny has suffered an injury, so isn't just quite as quick up and down the rink as possible. We've noticed it in a couple of his games that the shot clock operators had to be
1 green.
quite on the ball for his opponent in the interest of fairness. Big ask to try and make a second here, but it's possible. Just need to swing back and just slip past Simon short ball.
It's on a good line for it.
Very close here.
2 green. Yep.
Simon might be forcing to
Attacking this.
reach in this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Loads of options.
Yeah, 2 green.
I mean, there is best back is against him, but 2 or 3 chances here. He doesn't quite play as much of an aggressive game as he used to do. He's still very accurate. Looks under the line here, though.
It goes quick there. Sam will have a quick
2
look at
shots.
it. Yep.
Danny Denison.
Won the world mixed pairs playing with Alison Merrion, did Simon. And it was interesting because normally you'd always expect Alison to skip anything she plays in, and Simon's a very good lead, but in that they actually played the other way around. But 2 bowl pairs as it was then, it's now 3 bowl pairs. But 2 bowl pairs as it was then, that running bowl of Simon Skelton's so accurate. Just failed with it that time though.
Jack length 25 meters, 25.
Danny's certainly settled in with these bowls now. Some good draws came out last night for the Scottish International Open, Jason. It's all available online at worldbowlstour.tv, and also the live draw is available for you. If you want to go on Facebook or YouTube, you'll be able to see that draw actually done live. It's done here at the venue last night. It's quite nice when you see the draws done live because everybody sees it being drawn. There's no questions about some people saying that they always get a tough draw or always get an easy draw.
I think they try and avoid the UK qualifiers normally, Janice, in the draw.
Yeah, UK qualifiers, tour cards. I know a number of players have had a couple of seasons, 2 or 3 seasons, where they've had really, really tough first round draws. It makes a big difference. As I mentioned before, the 2 players that are at the bottom of the top 16, Jason Greenslade and Jonathan Ross, they've both got the tour cards winners. Jason Greenslade faces the winner of this game, and Jonathan Ross faces the winner of either Billy Jackson or Perry Martin. So that's a tough ask for the 15 and 16 seed.
Certainly is. Both playing very well. So, chance for Simon now.
Urging it on.
Yes, just gonna bend now.
Spent too quick. He probably didn't have enough weight, Jason, really, to do the job he wanted.
No, probably lacking a couple of feet. So a
pretty
couple of
close, Danny.
options for Danny.
Tony was just saying it's very close there. Danny just asked what the situation was. Counting down 11, 10 seconds.
I think he's asked for a timeout. I
Timeout
think.
called. Danny has.
More like the YMCA, Janice.
I was
4
just wondering,
timeouts
I think the
remaining.
rules say to indicate at the marker you want a timeout.
I think he certainly indicated.
I think we all got the message
Yeah.
anyway. Well, could get a real result off
Oh,
that.
dear.
Well,
Oh,
he was in the area though. It's one of those you can't play for shots like that. It just he was in the area. Just see what happens when the dust settles.
Well, it's
So again, looks like Danny's holding 2 shots here now. Simon, what can you conjure up? He's looking for a timer to get in between the 2 bowls. He's waving at it. Don't think it'll move enough. Might get 1. Well, I got 1 away.
yeah.
one shot. Danny Denison.
Well, extends his lead.
Won the last 3 ends as well, so certainly settled in. Plays a shorter length jack.
First question of the day for you, Janice, from Keith Watson. Just asking, how do players get to play in an event like this?
Well, anybody, any age, any ability, either sex can join the PBA. All you need to do is go
Track
on
length, 26.5
country's
metres, 26.5.
PBA website. Of course, we have websites in New Zealand, Australia. I'm bound to forget to mention somebody here, but South Africa, Canada,
Israel.
America, Israel, all over, and Europe. And you apply to become a member of the PBA. Just pay your membership money. That entitles you to play in any of the PBA events that are WBT qualifiers. In Europe, that gives you the Scottish International Open qualifier, the International Open, the World Singles and the World Pairs, and any of the tour card events. This is the first year we've played the tour card event all at Blackpool. It used to have satellite qualifiers that came to Blackpool that just came all down onto the TV rink here, but we actually played the whole event here. Anybody could have entered, paid your money, you could have been out there. We've had a really strong field at Blackpool, but literally anybody could have entered this event as long as they were a member of the PBA. Hope that answers the question. It's really good to be part of the PBA. It's something that I've
One
been
green.
a member of for many years, and certainly from a female perspective we also get the Ladies World Match Play qualifiers that we can play in to play on the portable rink at Potters, and there's an under 25s event now, so if you're under 25 you get that extra event as well. So if you're under 25 and a woman,
There you go.
you get loads of events with the PBA.
One green.
Do you find playing against the men in these kind of events, Janice, do you think it helps your game? Does it egg you on, or...?
Oh, certainly. I mean, I've come from a background where I used to play Crown Green, and I didn't play against women at all for certainly the first 8-10 years that I played bowls, because it was all Crown Green, and I played in an open league
One green and a measure.
in the first division, and there was only 2 women in that, and I never seemed to come across the other lady up there. So when I came to playing indoor bowls, the PBA was the natural thing for me, because it meant I was playing against the men. I think it improved my game no end.
Well
As
played.
my coach at that time, Jason, you would probably agree with me.
Yeah.
So,
Unpaid. I never got paid.
well, we had cake on odd occasions though, didn't we?
Yeah.
But yeah, Jason did do a lot to help improve my game. We used to come on the rinks here, and I used to take some batterings
One
off
red.
Jason, and then I started to draw even with him and get level, and
Then I stopped coaching.
yeah, and then he stopped coaching me. But yeah, I really do think it improves your game. Any time that you can play against a better player is going to improve your game, because it makes you step your game up that little bit. And of course the reward, as I was very fortunate to do, if you qualify for one of the open events, You know, I think I was the first English lady to qualify for the last 32 of the Open World Championships. Wow. To step
On
foot
green.
on that portable rink against Mervyn King back in January. Something that I'll never forget. And I gave him a good run for his money.
You certainly did, Janice. So, good ball from Danny. Simon going for it. Looks tight.
Definitely looks under the line. Can he get some luck off these short bowls?
Bad luck, I think.
I think it is bad luck as well. I think he's cleared all his bowls off the rink.
That's, yeah, very bad result.
His bowl's still on the back here, whether it's made third bowl or not. And to be fair, the way that Simon Skelton set off in this
Umpire.
set, the opening two ends, I
Do you want
thought
this one checked?
Danny was never going to see
This
the
one?
light, but it's swapped over now.
I'm surprised Simon played that shot, to be honest with you, Janice. It was, although it was unfortunate, it was always an option to get rid of that bowl.
Yeah, it's just trying to listen in to see what they're actually measuring against. I think they're trying to. I think they're measuring 2 against 2, so to speak. This is when the umpire Dan McManus has got to rely on the marker Tony Hatch helping him.
Yeah.
And when they know that the CEO of the World Bowls Tour and tournament director Richard Madison's watching, the assistant tournament director Tom Weir's watching, and the head umpire Alan Thornhill's watching.
Yeah.
A bit of pressure on these two
Little bit.
lads.
There's
Oh, they can take it.
plenty of room there, Janice. Nearly snapped the measure.
That's, there's a lot of room there. There's
Touch.
a lot of room there as well. So
This wasn't anywhere near the bowl, was it?
that would mean that the shorter green stickered bowl that's towards the mat there was shot.
Touching. Yep. Touching.
Men at work.
Yep.
Good to see them on their knees.
That's definitely in there. And they went back again.
I think Danny's just indicating he thinks
Touching.
it's 3. Yeah, that bowl's shot. Oh, that bowl's third bowl.
3
rather.
shots. Danny Denison.
Well, he continues his run, does Danny? Four ends on the trot there. He's 8-3 up now. After 6 ends in this first set of the Tour Card 1 Co-op Funeralcare European Masters.
Yeah, big 4 ends for Danny there.
Jack length 25.5 metres, 25.5.
Looks down a good track again, Danny here. Well, Simon, can we steady this ship? It's just gone a bit off the rails. Can a ship go off the rails?
No,
that's
Janice, that's a
the wrong
train.
terminology,
Yes,
isn't it?
it's a train.
It's, yeah, steady the train, don't let it go off the rails. That's the one.
Did you go out last night?
No, I didn't. That probably made it worse, to be fair. Went home, sat in the garden, looking at this lovely sunset we had here last night. I bet Half Sports was one of these jacuzzi pools, so I was quite happily
really?
sat in that.
Lovely. So a bit of a loose end. Chance for Simon. Won't be overly worried, obviously, with the 11 ends for this sets. Plenty of time to get back in this.
That looks wide, Jason. It's probably just running.
Just
more
pushed
than
it, that's
anything,
all.
yeah.
Yeah, it comes late.
It's still
Too
stay
green.
wide. Danny questioning on his face there whether it was too green, but Tony just having a look at it there. Our camera angles are very deceiving.
It
I
is.
will warn anybody that's only just tuning in today that can't quite judge from this certainly this
Correction,
end
that's one
camera.
green.
So it's just one green. Made a slight correction there. Say from here, it did look like Simon was in before that delivery.
It did. But like I say, we've been wrong before with that, Jason, with this camera, so don't say too much. Looks on track here.
Just needs to run.
One green.
Good effort. Options available.
Actually, he's getting back to the mat fairly reasonable timing within his shot clock. This might stop the reaching ball
On
from
green.
Simon.
It's not got a lot on here now. His bowls are very strong. They will come back from at the end on a dead length. Playing the runner. Looking just to flick it away off his own, but he's underneath.
He might get a result off that bowl.
Nope.
Well, another shot to Danny.
One shot. Danny Denison.
Needs to start scoring now, Janice.
Yeah, 9-3, 6 behind.
4 ends to go.
Yeah, running out of ends now for this first set. Don't forget we played 2 sets of 11 ends. I was listening on the radio the other day that the golf community have just brought out a new format for some of their competitions. They're going to play 6 holes, shootouts sort of games.
Oh, okay.
To try and
Speed it up.
and
Jack
also
length,
get more TV
27 and a
coverage
half
of
metres,
shorter length of
27
games,
and a
which I thought
half.
I was listening to this on the radio coming in to here, and hoping that they might get a little bit more television coverage, because obviously covering 18 holes of a game of golf involves getting a numerous amount of hours for TV. So a bit like when we cut down to ends play, Jason. They're all copying us. I did think to myself, I don't know how that's going to work though, because if you took an average golf course and you put somebody on the first 6 holes and somebody on the second 6 holes and somebody on the last 6 holes, there'll be a variety of different pars and how that was. So I shall look forward to seeing the rules on that at some point. But yeah, it was announced on the radio about it, so
And some holes are obviously harder than others.
yeah, that's what I was thinking. How would they have to have a tournament just over the same 6 holes?
Or each round, if they do a different 6, I wonder.
Yeah. There you go. So, we've got all the news happening here. Simon just checking that Danny had stepped behind the mat. Again, shot clock operator very quick there to stop the clock for Simon.
One red. "12 inches.
Well, 1 against Danny at the moment. Looks down a decent track. Just overplayed again. Oh, it hung out.
One red.
Surprised, because I thought that was down a decent line. Again, Simon just having to wait until Danny's reached the head.
Looking for a slight little edge off this bowl. Unlucky.
Okay.
Snap back.
1 red.
I don't know whether a player has ever been warned for infringing on another player's shot clock time, but
I think it's just etiquette, Janice, just to be, behind the mat. If someone's on the mat, then you should be behind and out of sight. It's very disturbing when you're in someone's peripheral vision.
One red.
well, chance now for Simon to just slot another shot in here. A 2 would be very good for him here.
Yep, certainly needs a double.
Bring him back into the game. I'm sure his wife Jo's interestedly watching in at home.
I'm sure she is.
Used to play England trials indoors with Jo. She now sticks to the outdoor game.
Well played, Simon.
2 shots, Simon Skelton.
That certainly gets him back into this game. 3 ends to play. He's only 4 behind now. Now Simon's got to change this length. Interestingly enough, he might go full length, Jason. That was the length that Danny played well with yesterday, but then again with different bowls. So it's I know he's stuck to a shorter length, but playing it with Matt back.
Jack length, 26.5 metres, 26.5.
And 2 better bowls there from Simon. Just needs to, as we mentioned, steady this ship just a little bit now. Oh, great reply there from Danny. If it sits down, it might get shot.
1 red.
Still 1 red.
There's a gap of 6 inches.
Trotting up after this, looks on a good height. Needs to reach this bowl of Danny's. Just rest it, very close. Doesn't want to get a wrong result on the jack. Great bowl from Simon there, holding 2.
2 red.
Oh, holding 2 at the moment. Still got the same shot as his last as well. Just rest down
2
his
red.
bowl. Got a chance of a 3 here, Jason, if you just rest that back bowl of Danny's. Trouble is he doesn't want any movement on the jack.
No, he needs to play it though. He's trailing by 5. So he's looking at getting a 3 here.
A wider line than he was with his last bowl.
Waving it back.
Doesn't want to get the outside edge of Danny's bowl. Oh, he's unlucky there.
Yeah, it's hard to tell from here. I'm sure Tony will tell us.
I've just sat in. Now we know it's 2.
2 red and a measure.
2 and a measure.
Well, it's going to be worth the measure then, unless Danny changes something with this.
I think I'll probably just play out this, Janice.
He's in the area.
Might have his own.
Taken one away anyway, so it's only 2 whatever.
Umpire?
So we could do with counting this 2, Janice.
Yeah, really, I know when Tony had looked at it, he'd been looking at the back 2 bowls, so really interesting to see. Simon needs the 2 here.
Close up of the players there.
Yeah, trying to get the shot of Dan doing the measure here, caliper measure. Well, there was a
Massive gap there, wasn't there?
Yeah.
Looks like just the one.
1 shot, Simon Skelton.
So a big ask now for Simon.
Well, 4s are not easy to come by at this level. At the best of times, it's possible. And therefore, as it's possible, we play it.
Yeah, it's always difficult, no matter who you're playing, just to group 4. Normally when people score 4, it's normally a bad 4, Janice.
Yeah, yeah.
Strange, isn't it?
Or somebody's hit something
Yeah.
and everything's scattered and they've got away with the 4, so to speak.
Track length 27.5 metres, 27.5.
See it when some of the non-ranked players see that they've got a chance of possibly taking a set off a top 16 player, and then the nerves just kick in a bit. It's when 4s tend to happen at the ranking events.
I think sometimes as well, Janice, you can just put a little bit of pressure on yourself, because the last thing you want to do is play a yard shot.
Yeah, you want to make sure you reach. Not going to get away with anything if it's short when you need a 4.
Oh, good ball by Danny.
Yeah, and it's now made that bowl of Simon short and hard to get in the count. Got to reach with this, Simon.
Don't think he has,
I think he
Janice.
knows himself. Party's over, first set. Unless he can conjure up a miracle shot.
Just trying to get another one near and just hit it. See what you can do. Danny be just looking at packing this head out now.
1 green.
So Simon just looking at arriving. It's underneath. Still got a chance though.
1 green.
3 balls there or thereabouts. That 3 he dropped on the 6th end, Johnny. I think that's just cost him this set.
Yeah, and it was through a unfortunate running ball that just went awry as well.
That makes it very difficult now. Very difficult.
I wonder if Daniel put
2
an
green.
offer for these bowls of Perry's.
I know.
Playing very well with them.
Certainly is. Hope he's on commission.
Or is that just that Perry's trained them well?
Yeah, he certainly did yesterday against me. Played very well. Now, Simon, what can you pull off? Is it possible just to get 2 bowls?
Well, his bowl's got to stop as well. He's certainly watching it.
Just gone. So, 2 shots to Danny.
2 shots, and the first set, Danny Denison.
Danny Denison takes the opening set here in the first final, Janice.
Yeah, means that Simon Skelton, world number 19's got to win the second set to take us into a tie-break here in the first final. Had a few tie-breaks here this week. I mean, yesterday's tie-break with Trevor Taylor and Billy Jackson was, the last end was probably one of the
Yeah.
best ends. I mean, Trevor Taylor's last bowl to draw shot
Superb, wasn't
under
it?
so much pressure when he was 2 down. And then Billy the Wizard Jackson, played one of his wizard bowls and picked the jack up, went through it, clean through the gap, bowl followed through, and landed up in the ditch right next to the jack. Any sort of ricochet with that bowl, and he wouldn't have got shot. An amazing finish to a game.
Yeah, I think Trevor was unlucky, really. You know, he played such a good bowl, and he probably finished in the worst place. You know,
Yeah.
jack high.
Yeah, it set up the target.
You know,
Jack length, 26
And
and
we
a
know
half
when
metres,
bowls like that,
26 and
Billy
a
Jackson's
half.
not going to be short at it.
nah, he has them for breakfast, doesn't he?
So, interesting final this afternoon. Perry Martin, as we just mentioned before, who beat Jason yesterday, and Billy Jackson, who beat Trevor Taylor. So that final is at 1:30 for you this afternoon. Here on YouTube, World Bowls Tour YouTube, and also, for the first time ever from this event, we are going live on Facebook Live.
Been very popular, Janice.
It has. It's good that the World Bowls Tour directors accept that there's different media that's got to be tried in this new age of communications and Facebook and Twitter and all that sort of thing. We've got to move with the times, and we want to get the public's interest for the game and watching, and good to see they're prepared to try these things.
Oh, well played, Simon. Oh, unlucky.
1 green.
If you're just joining us, of course, this is the first tour card here. Final at the European Masters, sponsored by Co-op Funeralcare, live from Blackpool Newton Hall. And the winner of this game will get tour card 1, which will entitle them to play in all the World Bowls Tour ranking events for next season.
2 green.
The first of those ranking events is the Co-op Funeralcare Scottish International Open, live from Perth, and we'll be with you for every bowl sent there from the 4th to the 11th of November.
Well, Simon, very close, mate. Could have been lucky again, I think.
1 green.
You got a connection, just the wrong connection.
It's a cruel game, bowls.
It is when the luck's just going against you. And that was on target, just didn't get the right result he wanted. Of course, if you can't wait till the 4th of November for your next lot of bowls, there is the indoor bowls at the Special Olympics. That's from the 7th to the 11th of August.
I favour 2 down.
Special Olympics is based at Sheffield, but the indoor bowls is actually at Doncaster Indoor. Please come along and support that event if you've got the time. Fantastic to see people with learning difficulties having the chance to play bowls, and for the fact that it is actually an Olympic sport at the Special Olympics. There's over 28 sports
1
there
red.
at Sheffield those days. Opening ceremony is at Sheffield United Football Club. Players from all over going to that. There's sailing, there's badminton, there's all sorts of sports go on, and it's absolutely fantastic that indoor bowls is one of the sports that's played there.
To pull up quick, that bowl.
1 shot, Simon Skelton.
So Simon takes the opening end again, like he did in the first set.
Yeah, He won the first 2 ends of the first set, Jason, and then Danny dominated really for the rest of the set.
Yeah, he came out the blocks very fast.
Yeah.
Jag length 26.5 metres, 26.5.
Well, Simon, can we get a good opening bowl here?
Just a slightly bit short.
Good track again here from Danny if it makes it back to the centre. I mean, the thing for Simon here is he's really got to try and win every end to make sure that he wins this set to take us to the tie break.
Another good bowl.
Something wrong with this one. I think it's going to pull up short.
Certainly is.
2 red.
Good track again from Simon. Might have just overplayed it but didn't want to be short. I'd like to see it come back to count
3 red.
Falls in. Gets his rag out. Reset himself.
We do know that the temperature changes quite a lot in there. I know it got very warm for this last game on last night out there. I don't know what it was like for your game, Jason.
Yeah, I was very warm actually, Janice. But yet people sat around the side said they were just a little bit chilly. Just shows you, doesn't it, when you play?
It does, and I was sat in here with a jumper and 2 coats on.
Ah, yes, I saw your little jacket.
1 red.
That was my padded jacket that was bought out in Barcelona.
To go with your shorts you were wearing.
Yes, I went to see went out to Sitges to visit David Gawley last year. Celebrate his birthday with him. Fortunately, enjoyed that holiday. It was fantastic. In fact, wish I was out there now in sunny Sitges. And went to see the famous Barcelona fountains, which I wanted to do for many years.
Good bowl,
1 red.
Simon.
When we set off, it was gloriously hot, so we were in shorts and t-shirts. And then when we got there, it was freezing, so we ended up having to find a shop and buy coats. It's a great coat, though, Jace.
You look like a glowworm.
It warmed me up anyway.
Danny's picking up a little bit of speed. Clock's ticking down. Had a quick look at it.
It's one of those you don't want to waste any of your timeouts if you don't have to.
You certainly don't want it to be rushing you.
He's a good track, Jason. I just don't know whether it's reaching again. He's short again. Just depends on how close his last delivery was.
1 shot. Simon Skelton.
Just the one. So he did manage to save a couple of shots with the 3rd delivery. So, as in set 1, Simon Skelton's won the first 2 ends. Danny having a bit of a chat to Simon now. The joys of gamesmanship.
Even our producer had a game yesterday, Janice.
Yeah, I know.
Did you have a sneaky look at them?
I did have a look at the new cameraman that's on the side. This is his first bowls
Jag
event. He's never
length
seen bowls
28
before.
metres. 28.
And he's called Simon, and our producer's Phil. And after the games had finished last night, Jason kindly took them out on rink 4 to let them have a go.
With his bright yellow socks.
Yeah, we should have really filmed that, shouldn't we, Jason?
We should have done. And
They're
Phil
also
Phil
filming
fluked
us.
it with his last bowl in the
Did it?
shootout. Yes, he did.
Ah. Well, Simon told me he let him win. So.
Yeah.
It's nice to see them have a go and realise how tough the game is, really, Jason. They do a lot of filming of.
Yeah, well,
of
Simon
bowls.
was saying, you know, he actually respected how hard it was. You know,
Yeah,
people do
yeah.
seem to think it's very, very easy. It's a lot harder.
It's a lot harder than people think, and certainly at this level. Well, Danny, if you can make it all the way back, it looks in the area here, very close.
That's a great bowl. Very well
One
played.
green.
Simon acknowledges it.
3 inches.
He's taking his time and thinking about this one now. Needs to settle, doesn't want to rush this. Quite an important end, doesn't want the same route as the first set to happen. But he's one down.
Just overcook this, I think.
Yeah, I just wondered if he was perhaps looking down the other hand and change his mind, Jason, and that can just affect your pace then.
Yeah, it certainly can. You need to really have made your mind up when you get on the mat what you're playing. You don't want to be in two minds.
One green.
Well, Danny's seen that and covered that. I just don't know. It looks so tight to draw. I mean, it's possible with Simon's bowls to draw around the short bowl of Danny's, but it does sort of look in the way. So
I think it'd be very difficult to get shot. You can get second very easily on that hand. I don't know, they might just take a, you know, you can play a running bowl just underneath if he wanted to. Depends how confident he is. Went for the big wide draw. Certainly thrown that out, Janice.
yeah, I don't know
It'll
whether
come
this
now.
will quite make it all the way back.
Just
It'll
needs
certainly
to
make
run.
it back, but well,
See, look at the angle it finished at.
yeah, Danny got the chance to draw in for another bowl here. He picked up a 2 at the third end of the first set. Of course, the players are playing in red and green shirts today with stickers as they would be at the ranking event when they get to the finals. At the moment, they're allowed to play with their own bowls in this event. Once you get to one of the ranking events, you've got to play with red bowls if you're top of the draw, or green bowls if you're bottom of the draw. But for this event, we allow players to play with their own bowls. Saying that, Tommy Denison's playing with Perry Martins.
Unlucky there, just sat away.
One.
Just
One shot. Danny Denison.
shot for Danny.
Well now, can Danny do what he did in the first set and now go on to dominate this set? Simon will have that at the back of his mind somewhere. He's still leading 2-1 though. So
Jag length 26.5 metres. 26.5.
Well, a bit of a looser opening ball there from Danny, so opportunity for Simon. Oh, I think that was Charlie Bence in the background there. The Charlie Bence has
Yep.
arrived back in.
I think it was.
Star of Stage and Screen and Potters. He's a lovely bloke. I'm saying that, but absolutely lovely bloke. Fantastic to see somebody of Charlie's age playing the game to such a highly competitive level. There you go, Charlie. Smartly dressed there. Beat Mark Dawes in the opening rounds at Potters in January, and then went on to give Nicky Brett a huge scare. Went down to the
Inch
last
past.
bolt.
Gave him a run for his money. And gave the crowd a spectacle of bowls.
Certainly did.
Interacts with them as well, Janice, doesn't he?
Yeah, even under the shot clock, which a few people have said since the shot clock's been brought in, a lot of the players can't interact with the crowd. Still there's time if you make time.
Good ball here from Simon. That's a cracker. Well played.
Oh, great bowl, Simon. Danny will just be reaching this on the backhand.
Just underneath his own. Trying to play round it, I think. It will come late there, Janice.
If it's a perfect weight, he'll make it all the way back. Might just get wrecked on his own anyway, Jace.
1 red.
Doesn't make it any easier.
No, but it also, it doesn't make it any easier for Simon to score another shot. It also doesn't make it any easier for Danny to get shots. So, combination of the two things here. And Simon's will make it all the way back, but he's got to be perfect weight. That's
One
a
red.
good place,
It's
really.
finished very well. Very well indeed.
Any sort of spring on the jack and it's going to go to that bowl.
So the shot clock's counting down.
Yeah, but with that he's using his own time up. He's not infringing on anybody else's, so well within his rights there.
It's actually a clever bowl, that, I think.
I think he's trying to stop Simon chunking the jack out himself for the count.
Yeah.
But just chunk it too far now and it might go to that bowl, so kind of seem to settle for one down here. And Simon making his decision. Changed his mind twice there on which hand to play.
So stood on the far edge of the mat. This will bend now.
1 shot. Simon Skelton.
So another one for Simon. We're just looking at trying to create a gap now in between them. Needs to win this set.
Yeah, that was quite important for Simon that he won at that end. Of course, no shot clock between sending the jack and the first bolt. So if you're going to have a chat, now's the time to do it.
I thought it was just going to drift under, and then it only, if it had a foot, 6 inches more weight, it would have got back, would it?
Jack length, 26.5 metres, 26.5.
Kick him.
Well, Simon, important that you get a decent opening lead here. Well, that's not bad.
No, listen to you,
Not
Janice.
bad at all.
Well played.
Must have had a feed to the commentary box. Well, he's actually playing away from our commentary position at the moment. We're in a soundproof box over to the right-hand side of your screen, as you see now. Soundproof unless we're having a coughing or sneezing fit, Jason.
Well played. Good reply.
Well, Simon will swap hand now. Play to that bowl, off his forehand. Little touch on the jack or get to the bowl. Certainly turned into a fighting game here from both players. Punch for punch. Close again. Little touch on the jack required.
On green.
Still one to green. With 2 good bowls there from Simon.
Bit dangerous for Danny here. If he plays it off the forehand and just nudges the jack to Simon's bowl, it's one of those you've got to play something. It's I remember sat in the commentary position at the time with a round 2 player Jamie Chesney and saying to him,
2 green.
there was 3 bowls left to come in the end, and saying to him, well, what do you think he'll be playing here? And his reply was, well, he'll have to play some sort of shot. And it was like, thanks for that, Jamie. And Jamie went on to win the International Open, so shout out to Jamie, who's out in Australia at the moment. But it was one of the funniest comments I've ever had when asking a player to call a shot. Yes, he'll have to play something, Jamie, because he's got there's 3 bowls left to come. He can't nominate to not play this bowl. Well, Simon certainly played the right bowl there, trying to reach to get rid of the 2 bowls of Danny's.
Yeah, they'll certainly both go. Well, doesn't want to hit the jack. He has done. I think he might be unlucky.
Well,
On red.
One red.
Yeah, it's gone to Simon's bowl.
I think it was a bit of a risky shot. I think he was aware that both of his own could have gone.
Yeah, he wanted to get another one in, but very hard now for Simon to count another shot. Oh, he's still he's halfway up the rink. I really do think that the marker or the umpire needs to perhaps be having a word. Certainly the shot clock operator stopped the shot clock. Oh, Perry Martin's out there now. Features in the next game. I can just see his head at the left-hand corner of our screen. It'll be very interested to see how close his bowls are going in this game. Perry's played very consistently the last 3 days, and he's made a lot of friends here as well. He's a lovely lad on and off the rink. He's particularly impressed some of the older end of the club by walking about in his shorts, Jason.
Oh, right, okay.
The ladies have taken him to heart.
Having a good look here. He's been very unlucky.
It could be
2 shots to red, I would say now.
yeah, 2.
So
2
a bit
shots.
unfortunate
Simon
there
Skelton.
with his last 2 deliveries, Janice. In the area you were both.
It's a bit like that end of
Simon's.
That was, I'm just looking, that was end 6 of the first set that Simon had the unlucky bowls. This is end 5. Interesting. Sometimes see these patterns more from in the commentary box than you're aware of, even when you're out on the rink. That's where coaches are often very valuable in bowls, to see where you perhaps have a weakness.
Yeah, and I'm speaking to the guys from Holland over in Belfast, and they have a nominated coach, don't they?
Yeah.
And I was speaking with Andy Doctor, and they have to nominate a coach. So we don't really have that over here.
No,
Well, certainly not in singles play.
Jag length,
No,
26
it's,
metres,
it's something
26.
that, as a sport, it's had numerous conversations on this over the last year or so. Certainly, was speaking to one of the coaches at Lincoln about this, the fact that as a sport, is enough emphasis put on fitness and coaching. Sometimes when players say either they're going to a gym to get fitter or they've got a coach, it's like poo-pooed a little bit at our game sometimes. You sort of like look down upon somehow, which is, at the end of the day, it's a sport. if you want to stay at the top of the sport. Certainly Bowls Scotland, high performance. They've got David Gawley now back as their head coach.
Did a great job for them, didn't he, a few years ago?
Fantastic job at the last Commonwealth Games. Looking to improve on that in Australia if he can.
Doesn't like it.
Now Andy Thompson does quite a bit of coaching as well, and some of the senior players are now really putting that bit back into the game. I know you and I have both been involved in coaching in the past as well, Jason, but very interesting sometimes to read how other sports go on. I know the gentleman that's coaching at Lincoln's from a golf coaching background, so...
2 green.
So Samuel will be looking at just to get one in here. His length of jack as well. Down it comes late now. Good ball. Well played.
Yep. Has it sat in for shot?
Looks like it.
Yeah,
Say-
I'm just asking.
Wouldn't want to be losing a few here, Janice.
I slightly favour last bowl.
Favours the last ball. Is only an opinion.
Well, that's fair enough. Saying favours is definitely stating that it's an opinion, because we've talked about this before, certainly with the shot clock. If, as a player, I know I certainly do, if one of the WBT umpires says your shot, you play thinking your shot, you don't expect to walk up to the head and find that you're then not shot. Sometimes, unfortunately, we do have that in lower level games. Some markers and umpires perhaps haven't got that judgment there. So to say favours, at least that means that he's giving his opinion, but the player could come and have a look at it himself, which is what Danny's just done. Just needs to run, Simon. Well, looks down a good track.
I think that will make his mind up
Yeah.
now, Janice.
One shot,
that'll
Danny
make
Denison.
the decision. Yeah, he's asking him to leave him there. I think he's bringing the mat up again.
Jack length 25 metres, 25.
Short jack again, 25 metres.
Good opening bowl.
Yeah, great opening bowl here. I definitely think Perry needs to be asking if he's on some sort of commission for Danny using these bowls. I mean, when you get to the ranking events on the tour for the WBT, there is a pool of bowls, red and green. As I mentioned before, the player at the top of the draw in those events has to play with red bowls, and the player at the bottom of the draw has to play with green bowls. And if you haven't got your own red or green bowls, there is a pool of bowls, so no worries on having to purchase bowls. A lot of the top players do have their own red and green sets, but I suppose this is a classic example of the fact that somebody's picked up a set of bowls this morning and has certainly found the line with them very, very well. And this sort of quality of player can pick up a set from the pool bowls and play very well. Well, let's just dip. Oh, what a great effort that was.
2 green.
Yeah, not an easy shot that.
No. Play it down off the other hand though now, Jason. Now he's got that bowl out there.
Something to think about this. Doesn't want to make it a big target.
Yeah, I think he's looking to just cover that bowl.
Three green.
Apparently, yeah, we just had through from the producer that this has been the most liked video on Facebook so far. Interesting that it's a Sunday and we're into the finals. I thought we'd get quite a few people watching the finals here. And it's good to see it's getting a great following on Facebook Live. I'm sure this will be, I might be speaking too soon or out of turn, but I'm sure this might be taken on board for the event at the Dewars Centre in Perth that starts on the 4th of November. That's our next
3 green.
live event with you. Fingers crossed we'll be able to come live to you on Facebook Live as well as the YouTube stream.
Big end for Simon. Doesn't want to be losing 3 or a 4 here.
Go on, explain that one to me, Jason. Taking Simon's bowl off the rink. Okay, folks, answers on a postcard.
I had to just double check when
Simon's it might have just disturbed Simon's concentration, you know.
3 shots. Danny Denison.
Certainly an interesting, especially the hand he played it off as well, Janice. He played across the head.
Don't know what that was quite
So,
about, really.
slightly wide. He could have knocked himself off. Interesting. Each to their own. Someone's asking about the 4 touches in this event. We don't have that in this event.
Well, Danny got himself back into this second set. Simon's just taking a comfort break. Drop of water, just as we sometimes say, just calm yourself down, have a word in the office.
Yep. I just feel he should have drawn for 4 there, Janice. I really do. Plenty of room.
Yeah, I'm not sure on that shot. The only assumption I've got is he was trying to take Simon's off the ring, or was it just to disturb Simon's concentration? I don't know.
Jack length, 24 metres. 24.
You know, at the most, if Simon would have hit the head, he was only going to come away with a 1. It wasn't a massive issue. I do believe he should have just drawn for 4. We'll see. I think if he loses this by 1, he'd have wished he'd have drawn for 4.
Yeah, very true.
You know, it was an easy spare shot. Obviously now, with playing that running bowl, he's just played just slightly heavy.
Five-inch gap.
Good opening ball from Simon there. Danny just overplayed with his opening delivery.
Played again through.
Well, Simon, big chance here. Another good bowl.
2 red.
Yeah, just set a little bit of a target up now. Had a quick look at the scoreboard there, Danny. I think he's going to play out this, do you think?
Yeah, there is a split on, isn't there? He's got both best backs. He's played them very well. He's on target again here, Jason.
Yeah, gets 1-2. Out they go.
Yeah, great bowl.
He's played 2 good bowls, Simon, so how goes his memory?
2 green.
2 to Danny at the moment.
Good conversion.
Yeah, it set it up for it, the last bowl of Simon's. Especially when he had the 2 bowls behind. You can just try and neat draw something like that and end up being short. Might as well change it.
Well, he's stalking it. Underneath for me.
Short.
Yeah.
Just thought he might have played that down the other hand as Danny's bowl's just behind.
2 green.
It's a nice hand. Is that forehand coming towards the con box?
Yeah, there's 2 ways in at this length as well on the forehand, Janice, as you know. So a wide line and there's a slightly tighter line.
Yeah, it's giving him options with his last. Danny will be looking to drawing down this backhand now to just add another into the count. Just like that.
So 3 green.
3
Now,
green.
He'll have to draw this now on the backhand. Won't want to lose a 3 now.
There's nothing for him off the forehand, target-wise. Looks on a good track. Stalking it. All on your pace here, Simon. All on your pace. Are you making the trip? Because if you are, it's a great line.
So it's going to give up.
Might have saved. One conceded.
Umpire.
Dan McManus being called on to.
So the big calipers are out. Very accurate.
Yeah, all the World Bowls Tour umpires say that they like to use the caliper measure. It's their favoured instrument. Steady hands, but it's not Mr. Steady Hands himself.
1 shot. Danny Denison.
He did make second shot there, so that's a huge difference really. Didn't want to drop a 3 there, Simon.
No, he didn't.
We're into the 9th end. And of course we're playing 11 end sets here in these finals. Danny Denison won the first set 12-6. 3 ends to play. Simon Skelton's got to win this set to take us into a tie break.
Jack length 24.5 metres, 24.5.
Danny fan there in the crowd, just giving that bowl a clap. It's gone 2 feet. Oh, they're easy to please, this crowd. Simon just pulled up short.
Yeah, he's
15
started to
inches
play a
past.
few short bowls. I'm just not sure whether the temperature's slightly changed. Just slightly gone off.
Now's not the time to put in the short bowls when the nerves will start kicking in a little bit as well. And there's still another chance for Simon. Following this up, it's only second bowl, but of course he can do that under shot clock rules. As long as he doesn't impede on the next person's shot clock time. Short.
1 red.
One red at the moment.
It is one red.
Again, from our camera angle, the last bowl of Danny's looked like it might have got shot, but obviously it hasn't quite. Oh, better track here, Jason, if his pace is good.
Certainly is.
Well, there's Perry Martin there in the black polo shirt, sat on the sidelines. He faces Billy Jackson in Tour Card 2 final at 1:30. We're live with you for that as well, Facebook or YouTube. If it's a sunny day, take your iPad out into the garden. There you go. Perry Martin sat next to Lee Rowland. Perry's really impressed this week. And his bowls are being quite impressive out there on the rink now. Now, Simon, will this make it back?
Needs to bend.
Yeah.
Oh.
If it sits, yeah, done
Well.
enough.
Funny little wobble there, Janice.
Yeah, it's one of those bowls wiggle things.
Yeah, it's wiggled well.
One red.
Well, Danny's still got the draw on down the forehand here. Just try and get to Simon's last bowl. Looks on a good line for it. All on pace. Similar bowl to Simon's. Rest that bowl. Oh, another wiggle. Looks like
One green.
Yeah, it's got shot. Just a
Wig-
repeat, really, for Simon here.
Yeah,
Jason.
now it is. I think, at first I thought the ball was going to just finish on the high side of the jack. Obviously, Simon would have been able to attack that and removed it. It's finished actually very, very well there. Bit more protected.
Really wants to be getting shot here. The Simon Skelton fans of this world will be screaming at this bowl. Danny's clapping it already.
One
Well
shot.
played, Simon.
Simon Skelton.
So, 6 apiece.
2 ends to go. It really gets tense now.
Be wanting to win this end, I think, Janice.
Yeah, he doesn't want to leave himself having to score a 2 or something like a 3 at the last end to take us into a tie break. Just win the next 2 ends, Simon.
Easy.
But Danny will be thinking the opposite. He'll be thinking, if I just win this end, I'm giving Simon a lot to do.
Jack length, 26.5 metres, 26.5.
Wants a good opener here, Simon. Urging it on. Normally when he does that, he thinks he's short.
You're right.
You can tell the players' mannerisms. As we say, it seems to be more focused when you're in the commentary position. You seem to see these different elements of a player's game. Well, Simon, take your time. Oh, he didn't like that.
Something that would definitely put him off, Janice. You could just see his eyes actually moving to the side. Whether someone's just arrived or slight noise in the crowd, but something was definitely putting him off.
And I always think when you get to sort of this stage of a set and a game, especially as big and important a game as this, the slightest movement can tend to affect you.
Definitely.
Well, you've got another chance
On
here,
green.
Simon. Go on, Mr. Denison, move behind that mat. There you go. Oh, good track. Is he there? Is he here, Jason?
No. Gone again.
Wow.
He'll be annoyed at himself. Just needs to just settle himself, I think, Janice.
I think he's done right to actually
One
follow
green.
that
Yeah,
ball up
behind.
and just take a bit more time
Just
over the
chill
last
for a
ball.
minute.
I don't think Danny will make the same mistake again. I think he'll just draw around his own ball here now, get shot, whatever. I think Tony just actually gave it as one green anyway, so this looks good here.
2 green.
So, 2 green. This is a massive bowl for Simon now.
He's got that to rest on, but he's really, really got to count with this bowl. Dropping one's not too bad, but he doesn't really want to do that at this stage.
No, if he loses a 2 here, he'll have to score 3 in the next end. So he really needs to be getting shot. Is that a good line?
Timeout called. Simon has 4 timeouts
Take your
remaining.
time, just wait until everybody's still and not moving about. Big bowl this. Seemed to get it away well.
Now, what's your weight like, Simon?
Gets past it and sits. Might have run
2
out.
green.
Well, I think if Danny draws this in, it means Simon Skelton's got to score a 4 at the last end. Not a lot of pressure on this really, Jason, but if he did get a 3rd in, which it looks like he's going to, this is a great bowl.
Three green.
Said 3 green, but Simon's having a look.
Sorry.
Yep.
He's as well just to check though, Jason.
3
'cause
shots.
it's
Danny
a
Denison.
difference of, do I need to score a 3 or do I need to score a 4? So, well, we said this at the last end of the first set. Simon's got to score 4. Credit to Danny, he's certainly played very well with Perry Martin's bowls. And the prize, tour card 1, which would get him into every one of the World Bowls Tour ranking events for the next season. At the moment there's 3 events.
Jack length,
The
25
first
and a
one
half
being the
metres,
Scottish International Open,
25 and
kindly
a half.
sponsored by Co-op Funeralcare again, where the winner of this tour card would meet Jason Greenslade. And he also gets the World Championships and the International Open here back at Blackpool Newton Hall. So whoever wins this gets to come back to Blackpool.
So that's similar to the last end of the first set, Janice. Won't be wanting to play a short bowl. It's a very good stop. Good start. Well, Danny's just go straight at it.
Just thought he might have done his. Seen players do that before. Just finish the end off, take a ball off the ring. That's all he has to do.
Well, a very good reply.
No, that's a great bowl.
Makes it very difficult to get a 4 now. Probably look at maybe following it down, Janice. Get a little movement on the jack.
1 green.
Next one green. This is hard now for Simon. It falls hard enough, but that last bowl of Danny's. Oh,
Just having a look.
he's on a good track. Can't afford to be short. Needs to just reach up, give himself a chance. That's not a bad bowl, Jason. If
No.
it sets up, Danny will be down this backhand now. Just try and get inside that bowl. All Danny's job is now is to cover bowls.
Now where's it finishing? It's actually finished very good, that bowl, Janice. I don't actually think he was playing for that, but it's finished very well. Even with Simon's strong bowls, he'll do well just to miss that and get back to the jack. He probably plays backhand. Looks like he is going to do.
Yeah, try and play down to the bowl of Danny's and sit it out. Now, it depends on where this ball... He's certainly watching it.
They're both watching it.
I tell you what, he's close. Oh, he was unlucky there. Just missed that. He'd got a chance.
On green.
Well, if he's got 3 seconds at the moment, there's still a chance.
Yeah, it's hard to tell. Hard just to tell where the jack is actually lying against the bowl.
Timeout called.
Well, could this be like Danny's last bowl in this tour card event? Could he finish up after the next bowl's played, being champion of Tour Card 1?
Just depends how many seconds Simon is actually lying. You'll have a look.
One green. Danny has 3 timeouts remaining.
As you can see from that angle there, it's locked in,
Timeout
Janice.
called.
Yeah.
You can
Simon
remove
has 3
it.
timeouts
Just
remaining.
depends on how far.
It's his pace as well. He's got to play with a bit of pace because he's got such swingy bowls. He's going to have to play with a bit of pace to get under his own bowl there, and he has to stop. So he's got to tip that green bowl out and stop. Otherwise, Danny Denison's the champion of Tour Card 1. Well, Simon, he's played it with the right sort of weight.
It's not far off, Janice.
He's given it a chance.
Going now.
Might
Now,
just go
how's your
now.
luck? How's your luck?
Oh, very unlucky.
One shot. Simon Skelton. Second set and
Shaking
match.
hands
Danny
time.
Denison. Well done.
Danny Denison takes
lucky.
Tour Card 1. Well, it was a mixture of good bowls and even better bowls there. Danny came onto a really good game with the Perry Martin bowls, to be fair. Scored 2 big threes, N6 of the first set, Jason, and N7 of the second set.
That's right.
Really crucial times for the game, really, there to pick up threes.
Yeah, it certainly is. You know, he's done really well there. Like you say, new set of bowls. Turned up, played very, very well with them. Deserves to win.
The prize for Danny is, as I say, a tour card into all of the World Bowls Tour ranking events for the next season. There's 3 of them at the moment. Obviously, the World Bowls Tour directors are always working on trying to get new sponsors. Great shot there of the trophies. Danny's about to receive one of those trophies. We'll talk you through this this ceremony when we do the presentation for this tour card now. And if you do want to disappear off, please stay with us for the presentation, because it's always nice to see. I hope Alan Thornhill doesn't drop that as he picks it up, but it's always nice to see the presentation. But if you can't stay with us, please join us again at 1:30 for the second tour card final. I think that's going to be a good one as well. Perry Martin versus Billy Jackson. Can Perry's bowls win 2 finals today?
Yeah, it will be an interesting thing, wouldn't it, Janice?
Yeah, very, very interesting. And as we just wait for the presentation party to set up and Richard Madison to take to the green, it's, we've certainly had a good morning so far, haven't we, Jason? It's been some cracking bowls sent.
Yeah, a great game.
And of course, we're very grateful to Co-op Funeralcare. I think we're over to Assistant Tournament
Ladies and gentlemen,
Director
it's now wages
Tom Wheat.
time. The European Masters Tour Card 1 runner-up, Simon Skelton.
Yeah, well done, Simon. I think he'd be a little bit disappointed.
Yeah, he's played well all weekend,
He has.
Jason. He came as a man on a mission and he just fell at the final hurdle. Being presented here by the CEO and Tournament Director of the World Bowls Tour, Richard Madison.
The European Masters Tour Card 1 champion, Danny Denison.
Well, fair play to Danny. You've got to say he's played well, played with different sets of bowls, shown what a class player he is, and we'll look forward to taking his place in in the ranking events, and again being presented with a lovely trophy there by Richard Madison.
Speech.
Well, thank you, ladies and gentlemen, and join us at 1:30 for Perry Martin versus Billy Jackson.
Thank you very much. The Tour Cards 2 match starts at 1:30 p.m.